I use the Treaty of Westphalia as a excuse or reason to discuss sovereignty. It's such a basic concept, and here we go through history, and country after country has attacked each other. The Treaty of Westphalia tried to end that in 1648 after the 30-Year War, and the Catholics and the Christians and the Protestants killing each other. They finally came to the conclusion that countries should be sovereign, and there should be religious freedom within the various countries. And I said to myself, what a simple, obvious concept. And then, since we always forget history because we don't collectively do our reading, I said, this is a good time to remind people of the Treaty of Westphalia.
No, that's great. And Rod, what's that famous George Santayana quote about history?
Those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Yeah, no, you're right. And you put that actually, Ken, you put that in your article, which was great. Well, you talk about how the treaty's basically being ignored, dismantled. It's a threat to nation states. And you walk through like 10 different examples. Can you walk through some of those examples where we're violating the treaty and really denying sovereignty?
And forgetting history.
And forgetting history, yeah.
It's not like we're the first, folks to go through challenges like this. And so, obviously, Russia invading Ukraine provoked the issue in my mind because that's so. And by the way, in watching cousins fighting cousins and Christians fighting Christians, usually when you have wars in history, it's a certain culture fighting against a different culture, obviously. But to have the same culture fighting each other, well, we call that a civil war. So to some extent, this is a civil war, but it's a very sad day. But then I think about China and Taiwan. China is obviously watching very closely. And China illegally took over Hong Kong, and we in the West did nothing about it. So they came to the conclusion, well, let's go after Taiwan. And so what's going on in Ukraine is provoking China and Taiwan, and simultaneously the mullahs, the supreme leader running Iran, has promised to kill everyone in America and everyone in Israel. I mean, that's like double genocide. You would think that the UN might want to discuss this, or
right.
Someone might want to discuss this, and so these are the three axis of evil countries right now, and the West is doing a pretty poor job relative to all three issues, and I'm worried, and so that's another reason I wrote the article.
Yeah, no, you did. And you put some other examples in there, Turkey and the United Nations condemning Israel and the World Economic Forum and the carbon controls. I mean, there were 10 of them, and all of them. The last one, though, is our own government denying our own nation's territorial sovereignty. I thought that was an important point.
Well, that's what I was building to. I purposely made it number 10 because I went through the other examples, and people say, "Oh, well, that's them against those, and those against them, and has nothing to do with me." And then I purposely built to number 10, which was our own U.S. government doesn't accept the sovereignty of our own country. We are undergoing a full-scale invasion by 160 countries, 2 or 3 million or more people coming in a year, and the invasion is orchestrated and led by the federal government in violation of the Constitution. So this is I was building up to the biggest scandal of all, which is our federal government orchestrating the invasion of our country by our enemies.